I'm in my zone. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead, look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone. I'm in my zone. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, just doing me. I'm doing me, yeah, I'm doing me. I woke up today, feeling brand new, nothing in my way. Sun gon' shine, yeah, it's here to stay. And I'm gonna say what I need to say. Hey, I'm feeling free. Everybody watch, I'm doing me. Go ahead, look, cause you gon' see that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. Yeah, I'm in my zone. Everybody watch, you gon' see. Everybody, I'm doing me. I'm in my zone.
I've been talking in my sleep. I'm running deep, training till dusk. I've been playing hard to beat. I feel the heat, it's never enough. I was waiting till the sky had fallen. Had my back till I could hear my calling. To the battlefield we hear the drumming. To the flames, we're champions arise. The arena, destiny is calling. Like the fire, victory is rising.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I didn't
nice.
like that. It just didn't feel right. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. What a sucky way to intro that. I mean, just Penguins, dude. Always gets to you. We're gonna give some time for people to join the chat. If you haven't, let us know what you think of tonight's game. Penguins fall to the New York Islanders 4-2. Let us know what you think in the comments right now. We want to hear what you have to say. As always, Josh, this episode is brought to you by Rogue Energy. I had Rogue today. I had the hydration, Josh, and I didn't bring it up with me, so I apologize. But rogueenergy.com/pens collective. Use code TPC10 for 10% off your order. They also have an in-app, Josh, discount right now only. So go on to the App Store, download the Rogue Energy app, and then you can get an in-app discount, Josh, of 30% off. Holy cow. Jeepers, that was rough. Just like the hockey game tonight, we got a lot to talk about. Welcome to the show.
It's Crosby. Crosby on Kunitz and shot. Penguins win it!
Buckle up, baby. Are you kidding me?
They're a collective.
All right, welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. My name is Louie.
My name is Josh.
And we go live after every single Penguins game, including the sucky ones like tonight. The Pittsburgh Penguins fall to the New York Islanders 4-2. A rough game watching a 2-0 lead disappear in front of our eyes. Josh, just not a good look.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, they pretty much owned the game for the first 40 minutes. This was something that you talked about ad nauseum in the beginning of the season. Can we just play a full 60 minutes? And we couldn't even do it tonight. We had the lead 2-0 going into the third, and not only did they take the foot off the gas, but they continued to make mistakes. And oh, my mic is not on? Okay, so I apologize. I will figure it out.
No.
We
can hear you. Your Shure mic isn't on. I think it's just taking you.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me click some buttons here.
Click some buttons. There it is. We can hear it, Josh.
Oh, nice. You heard the switch?
I heard the it was like a crackling, like a fire, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And I was like, that's the Shure.
Nice. Okay.
That's
all right.
Shure.
Well,
I was trying to be subtle about it in our little chat, but I used the wrong words. I used your mic's not on.
Yeah, so I thought you couldn't even hear me. So it was just like, well, this is pointless.
That would have been
a
late message to be like, yeah, Josh, go ahead. Hey, by the way, your mic is off. So anyway, continue on with what you were saying about the game.
Yeah, and then the third period, we just took our foot off the gas and made mistakes, and the Islanders just ran away with it, and we never collected ourselves in the third. Felt like everything was just completely off. I think you said scrambling. I think when you were live tweeting.
I did use that word.
It was good. It was good word to describe most of the third. Just a bunch of scrambling.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point now, the only takeaway that I have from the game is Kopanen getting his first career goal, and Crosby passing Wayne Gretzky for most points
with a franchise.
With a single franchise. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's talk about the news, Josh, for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Basically, what's going on in the Penguins world today on an emergency basis. Koppanen got called up. Bemstrom was not out. Did they disclose what's going on with Bemstrom?
I didn't
No.
see it. I may have
They
missed
just
it,
said-
but I didn't see it.
That I didn't see it either. All I know is Bemstrom was not a green light to go, so they called up Koppanen tonight. That paid off, which is awesome. But obviously, I guess there was bigger news today, Josh. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators playing in Sweden next year. Are we excited about this? Because they kind of highlighted two players that, to your credit, you posted this on Twitter. Are they going to be there next year? Are they going to be there for this?
Yeah, it's interesting how they framed it. They made this announcement that the Penguins will be playing the Nashville Predators in Stockholm, Sweden, in November 13th and 14th, I want to say. Now, the obvious two players that they were highlighting for this announcement was Rickard Rakell and Erik Karlsson of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, granted, Nashville, they have their own Swedish superstar in Philip Forsberg, but just focusing on the Penguins, we have Rickard Rakell and Erik Karlsson. For now, my tweet was, it will be super awkward if for the next practically calendar year, for the next seven to 8 months, we are advertising this as Rickard Rakell and Erik Karlsson Swedish, revolution
Going back home.
Yeah. And they're not on the team in November. That will be super awkward. And how about the little nugget that they dropped today that during the broadcast, that Rakell's 90-year-old grandmother will be able to watch him play in Sweden since he was like a child.
Yeah. And by the way, did you see that young photo of... Yeah. Well, I think Rickard Rakell may be on the team because of the production he's having with Sid. They move into the top 5 duo in the NHL. Current right now this season, there's a duo. Obviously, McDavid and Draisaitl number 1. Few guys we don't care about. And then it's Rickard Rakell and Sidney Crosby in number 5. So it's great. Like, obviously, they're producing. You don't want to get rid of that. So as soon as you see that, you're like, okay, maybe Rickard Rakell is off the table, like, officially going forward.
Called it.
Well, we didn't know that he was going to be this good. Remember this time last year, we were like, we need to get rid of Rakell. He's not.
Yeah, no, I know, but everyone was super up in arms at the fact that the report that Dubas came out after the trade deadline and said that in no way, shape, or form was Rakell in the trade conversations.
Well, see, and that's where, really quick, on that comment, which he did say, it's total crap, because clearly calls came in for Rickard Rakell, and he said they weren't good enough. So,
well, yeah, because you have to, Brandon, I think it was, in the chat leading up to the trade deadline, kept saying if you're getting, I think Dragon's Head? If he was getting if you're getting a Dragon's Head return, then you pulled the trigger. Which obviously that was Dubas's mentality. If he's saying that the return was not good enough, so
no, that I know that makes sense, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, when he goes up there and goes, "Oh yeah, Rakell was never on the trade market," and then we're like, "Well, I mean, he is. He's just not
anyone.
You're not highlighting." Yeah. Well, besides Sidney Crosby, I don't think anyone would come up and say Sidney Crosby, but Rickard Rakell, I think he's going to be on the team. The biggest thing I wanted to talk to you about Rickard Rakell, did you see his kid hockey photo, Josh?
No.
He is rocking berets.
As a kid?
As a child, Josh. As a child.
Interesting.
I'm going to try to find this right now because I didn't really think of this until we were talking about it. And found it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was
quick with it.
Really quick. Let's take a look at that photo.
Wow.
That's Rickard Raquel.
Now, are those just like rubber bands at the end, or are those like the shells? Like, what do
Josh,
we
you know
got
what?
here?
That's a great question. I'm gonna go with like rubber bands,
Okay.
but
Because
let's
remember
just
that was a thing in the 90s with the shells.
with the puka shell necklace and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But look at this
Now,
guy.
he's still has such a baby face that like I feel like I'm still looking at, what is he, 30-year-old Rickard Raquel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His features haven't changed much.
No.
Which is,
No.
that's a great benefit to have for him. He's just going to age like fine wine as he gets older. So,
Yeah. I mean, anyway.
yeah, this trip will be cool. I mean, I thought Mike Rupper gave
Well, it's Mike Rupp. Nickname
Mike
Rupp.
Rupp. They call him Rupper. Okay, all right. I knew it was one or the other. He was talking about how there are, fans in Sweden of, Sidney Crosby, Evgenia Malkin, and Chris Letang who have never seen them play before.
Yeah.
And now they get the opportunity to see those legends in person. I think that's the coolest thing about it. We have baseball right now starting their season in Japan, expanding their league exposure, and I think that's exactly what you need to do. And hockey has been doing this. So I think it's just great that, they're doing it. Now it's our turn to be involved in it. I think it's awesome. It'll be interesting to see how they work the schedule. How much travel time do you get surrounding that and all of that? So that'll be interesting when the schedule drops next year. I'm sure I'm going to forget about this, and when the schedule comes out, I'm going to be like, "What's up with this weird?"
Why is there a gap here?
Nashville, yeah. Like, why is this? This is so different.
Why don't we play for like 2 weeks? That's so bizarre.
Yeah, because I did that this year. Why do we have 2 weeks off in February?
Until like 2 weeks before the Four Nations, and we were like, "Oh yeah, that thing."
Yeah,
that thing.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I think if you really want to get NHL, if you really want to get a gauge of how people are actually interacting with their schedule and all that, watch this show, because you're going to know how fans are actually reacting. No one's putting this in their calendar, like no one's going to mark it on their Google Calendar being like, can't wait for the Sweden game.
The people of Sweden will be, but yeah.
No, I know people who are going, of course, but I'm talking about like casual fans that are like, yeah, not going to spend the money, go to Sweden just for a hockey game. Especially me, when it's right down the road. I could easily go to a game here. With Ticketmaster, it'd probably be the same price, but it's fine. But I'm not going to put it in my phone. So NHL, when you're going, hey, I wonder, if we should market it harder. The answer is always yes, because I'm going to forget. Yeah. It's cool that you announced it. It's cool that it's happening. It sounded like the team already knew.
Yeah, team knew, but weird time to announce it, if you ask me.
Yeah,
I would have saved this for the off season. I would have saved it for the off season when there's nothing going on. Now you can put something out, so now you're constantly in the news.
And give us some content to talk about.
Yeah, not only that, but it's just it's something that, as I guess people in the social aspect, the social media aspect, you're always trying to think of something to put yourself out there in the news, trying to think of something so that people can engage with. And you have this announcement, and you're just going to lob it up there on a Tuesday afternoon in the middle of March. It's interesting. I wouldn't have done it, but
it's kind of weird.
It's the NHL.
I'm not. Yeah, you're not wrong. It is definitely weird. I just don't think. I think they were like, should we do it now? Yeah, let's do it now. Let's do it March 18th. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what's going on there. Sorry, I was just getting distracted by the chat. But yeah, I mean, other news in the Penguins world. Yeah, we got Kopanen got called up. Bemstrom is out with no one knows. Sweden game. which very weird time to announce it. The other thing that we want to talk about is the future goaltender for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We talked about it last episode. We kind of mentioned it. Pittsburgh Penguins have always had the greatest goaltenders of all time in the AHL. I don't care what you say. Don't care who you are. Look at the franchise records, goaltending records in Wilkes-Barre. All of them have been the starting goaltender of Pittsburgh at one time or another, right? So you see Matt Murray, Tristan Jarry. Oh, who's the newest guy who has the most wins?
Most consecutive wins, yep.
Most consecutive wins, thank you. Sergei Murashov. Is that his first name? Sergei?
Sounds right to me.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Is that kind of stereotypical for us to assume that that's his first name?
Here, before everyone yells at me, I was correct. It is
nice.
Sergei. Did I throw that out there? Yeah, I did. But guess what? Sometimes being stereotypical pays off. Sergei Murashov, most consecutive wins in Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Is he the future over Joel Blomqvist? Now the questions are being raised in Pittsburgh. Joel Blomqvist, obviously, I guess, is still the guy. They still want him to be the guy, clearly. He's dealing with an injury right now, and it's not good timing. It's not good timing, Joel, because you need to be playing. You need to be playing. You need to be getting these reps, not giving it to Sergei Murashov, who's absolutely dominating in the Coast League, dominating in the AHL, and now you're going to give him an opportunity to win a spot at camp? Well, guess what? He's just downright dominating.
We're not there yet. But he's
Josh,
definitely,
you're telling me.
he's definitely dominating.
Yeah, I want to throw a hypothetical, Josh. Can I throw a hypothetical at you?
Lob it up.
Joel Blomqvist is hurt. Doesn't get much playing time. Okay? Season's almost over. We got, 12 games now, 11 games left to go in the season. So, yes, because we played our 71st game, 11 games. So that would make... Oh, is it not correct on our thing?
It's not. My bad.
71 games, so we have 11 games left to go in the season. But Joel Blomqvist, does he get some playing time before the end of the season and for the push for Wilkes-Barre to go into the playoffs? Maybe. Who knows? But Sergei's dominating. Murashov is dominating down in Wilkes-Barre. He dominated in Wheeling. That was obvious. He was good. Even in camp, Josh, this past offseason, they liked him. He was, with him and Brunick, he was the star, right? And people thought, all right, let's sign him. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen, right? That was kind of the attitude, right? And then people, he played. He got sent to Wheeling because we had Larson and Blomqvist. And now all of a sudden, Murashov dominated there. Dominated in AHL. Josh, could he prove in this camp, in this offseason, that maybe he's the guy and not Joel Blomqvist? And do they just go with all right, bye Ned, bye Jarry. How about you two take over the reins? Whether it's one person stays in Wilkes-Barre, one person comes up, figuring it out.
Yeah, I think the latter part of that conversation is correct. One is going to be in Wilkes-Barre at the start of the season. One is going to be in Pittsburgh at the start of the season. And I think it's still going to be Joel Blomqvist in Pittsburgh and Sergei Murashov in Wilkes-Barre for the same reasons as why Joel Blomqvist was not in Pittsburgh this year. Just more time for them to develop, more time to hone in on their skills against, realistic competition that they are better than. Blomqvist is kind of developed more than an AHL starter at this point. Murashov is at this point a more developed ECHL goaltender. So that's why I think next year, no matter what Murashov does in camp, he's probably going to do amazing again, just like he did last camp, last offseason, and in the preseason. I would not be surprised if we see Murashov kind of, wow us again in the preseason and in the training camp, but then be sent down to Wilkes-Barre to start the season. Now,
Right.
who's going to be the starter at the end of the season is a whole different conversation, because then it could be the same type of situation that you have now. Murashov can just advance, super rapidly and just come all the way up to Pittsburgh by the end of the season. Find a trade partner at the trade deadline for Jari or Nedeljkovic, whoever is the one staying, on as the other guy in Pittsburgh, and then call them up and do both of them, like you were saying, Blomqvist and Murashov. But I think the plan all along has been Blomqvist first, Murashov is going to be behind him. And, we're just talking about his record that he broke this past weekend. Well, I shouldn't say broke. He tied it. He tied it with
Matt Murray.
With Murray and Jari. I think both of them were at 9. So I think it's like a 3-way tie at 9 with Murashov, Murray, and Jari. And I think it was Murray, or was
Josh,
it?
How about I look?
Jari,
how about I look for
or
you?
Was it?
How about
Go ahead.
How
go
about
ahead.
I look for you, Joshua?
Wilkes-Barre posted it, and they haven't had as much news since then, so you could probably find it on there quicker. But it's just crazy, like you said, how the farm system has always had the guy. You're talking about
That's true,
Fleury,
that's true.
and then Murray, and then Jari.
He ties with Matt Murray at 9.
So who is that? So who's below?
John
at
Curry.
8?
John Curry at 8, and then John Curry at 7. Casey DeSmith at 7 as well, and then Tristan Jari at 6. And this is longest win streak in the rookie season, we may add.
Correct.
So not just the longest win streak ever in Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah, correct. Just as a rookie. So, yeah, I mean, I like you said, it'll be an interesting offseason. It was always going to be an interesting offseason in terms of the goaltending situation, just because of Tristan Jari and the fact that he's still on the roster. So that's going to shake things up regardless. And then the fact that he's starting to play well at the end of the year. And you have Nedeljkovic, who kind of seems like he is on not so good terms with Sullivan. So what does that mean for him in the offseason? And now you have Murashov, who's, kicking the door down and breathing down Blomqvist's neck while he's currently injured sitting on the bench. So there's 4 guys right there that you have to figure out for 2 spots in Pittsburgh. Have fun. Like, that's why
Kyle
and Sullivan get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, and speaking of big bucks and who's getting them, Josh, let's talk about the guys who played today, who's getting paid to absolute suck at hockey. Let's talk about the Penguins game tonight against the Islanders. Great start for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Great, strong first period. I think that's exactly what you wanted to see from a hockey team that is trying to extend a 4-game winning streak. It was fantastic. We were all excited. They were finishing checks. They were in the offensive zone. Their passing was crisp. Their offensive zone time was amazing, and their conditioning superb. It was fantastic to watch the Pittsburgh Penguins play in the first period, and getting that 2-goal lead was great. Obviously, getting Sidney Crosby a goal, which is a point. Now he only needs 6 more points, which is great. We can get that in 11 games. I'm very confident in this. Not if we played the way we played in the third period, but we'll get to that. So Crosby getting a point. Koppanen getting his very first goal in the NHL on his very first shift with a beautiful deflection off of Kolychunik, who's a new player as well for Pittsburgh. Just the K and the K came together, Josh, and it was a perfect goal. We really liked that.
I
And
think Kolychunik
was,
starts with a C.
thought it was a K.
No, yeah, K makes sense. Kolychunik.
Koly, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could have swore.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Someone mentioned him in the chat. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it's Kolychunik.
Yeah, it's gay.
Yeah, Kolychunik. There's a C in there.
Yeah, I'm off. I
Yeah.
had Jari and Fleury on that list. I had Kolychunik
good.
starting with a C.
It's all right, Josh. Hey, we're doing great. Kolychunik gets the assist on that, which is just nice. All that, obviously, first shot on net, but that's unfortunate when it's not really a shot; it's a deflection, but he counted as a shot because whatever, it doesn't matter. He gets his first shot, first shift. It feels pretty good. So I know he was not really excited in between the periods, but that's what we love about hockey players. They just don't care. In front of the media, I'm sure they really do care, but they're not going to tell you that they care. So that's just hockey players. The second period came along, Josh, and it was just a stalemate. It was 0-0 in that second period. It was a lot of back and forth, but the Penguins still played pretty well, keeping the defense
I
up.
think they were the better team in the second period.
Yeah,
Still,
I agree. Did the Islanders get a few chances in the second? Yes, but the Penguins still played a good enough defense, get a few opportunities on the power play. Just couldn't get the job done there. Third period, I don't know what happened. What was said in between the periods? I don't know. They come out and they absolutely think this game is... I couldn't tell you what they were thinking. They came out and they do the same thing that the Pittsburgh Penguins in October, November, December were thinking, which was, hey, we got a 2-0 lead. Let's just ride this puppy out. Let's ride this puppy out, right? This is an easy game for us, and that was the absolute stupidest thing you could do. Speaking of stupidest thing you could do, Josh, how do you receive a hockey pass? Josh, what do you do with that? Somebody passes you the puck, what do you do? Some would say you use your hockey stick because you're a hockey player, right? Well, Chris Letang goes, I got a better idea. I'll use my skate to accept this pass. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, he was handcuffed. He's a righty. And the puck came out kind of on the blue line. And he just... If you're a national hockey player, you're not going to get handcuffed when no one's covering you. The puck is coming up. And he decides to use the skate. Well, he uses his skate, and it bounces off the skate pretty heavily. Okay? Out of his stick's range. The Islanders go, oh, well, thanks for that, Chris Letang. We're just going to go on a breakaway here. Goes on a breakaway, absolute demolishes Tristan Jarry. Tristan Jarry had no shot on that. And, well, he did. He actually did. I take that back. So, it hit off the post, and he tried to make the save, but it rolled in. Tristan Jarry, I thought he played pretty well today. I know it was he let 3 unanswered goals, but they weren't his problem. A lot of bad defense. All happened in the third, and I'm sure it just felt like everything was piling on in the third. Chris Letang, he gave that goal up. He gave up that goal. Let's address that situation. Chris Letang made that turnover, led to a goal. A lot of turnovers by some high-profile players. I'm not going to mention the other players. Even Sid turned the puck over at the end when he fell down, and they got the empty netter. But there was a lot of turnovers. But that game was over when Sid handed that puck away.
Yeah. And just the last thing I'll say is that, like, you know, they were coming in on a 4-game win streak, and there was starting to get a buzz in terms of what kind of run can this team go on in order to make the playoffs. Now, technically, they still have a shot at making the playoffs, but this is going to sound horrible and probably morbid, but I'm taking that 4-game win streak as kind of like when, if anyone has ever had a loved one who passed away who was struggling with any type of sickness or whatever.
Jeez, Josh.
First of all, I'm sorry, but they kind of get a spurt at the end.
I see what you're saying.
They start to feel better. Sometimes they get up and walk around. But then that doesn't last long. They lay back down. And that's it. I think we just saw that spurt from the Penguins.
You could have just done with like a dog. You could have easily went with a dog or something.
Yeah,
You're like,
dog,
you ever
yeah.
have a loved one who's dying?
Fair.
All right. Yeah, I think we all experienced that, Josh. They're like, oh, wow, they're doing pretty good. And then, yep. Yeah, Ben comes from top rope there.
Hey, Ben, how's UNC doing?
Are you guys UNC fans? Or is he, let me guess,
I don't know.
he's a Duke
I don't know
fan?
if Ben is. I don't know if Ben is, but I know he's a Duke hater. So at least we align in that.
All right. Anyway, yeah, so the Pittsburgh Penguins just got their little they jumped out of the hospital bed. They were feeling good, but the nurse knows what that means. And we're the nurse in this analogy. And we were like, yeah, we could have told you this was going to happen. And the Penguins are dead. The Penguins are going to be dead in a week or two. So enjoy them while they're up, I guess, is the nurse analogy that we're going to say. Tell them you love them now, because you're not going to get the chance in 11 games. Jeez. Tell Chris, not Chris Letang, excuse me. Tell Eric Carlson you love him now, because he won't be a Penguin by next season. All right, he's gone. So
when we go to Sweden, he will not be on our plane.
Yeah, unless
Maybe
he gets
Nashville's,
traded.
but not ours.
He could be there. He could be there, just not for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Or as a fan.
Anyway,
who knows?
No, or you could just go there. You could be like, I live right there, so I might go just to watch him. But anyway, Josh, how the heck did we get there? The Penguins, this 4-game win streak. It was fun. A lot of people were starting to have that. Oh, is it the March of the Penguins in 2013, where we won 15 straight games?
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen. Clearly, and the Pittsburgh Penguins will always, especially the last 2 seasons, they will always be the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, who was that football player who said it was like the Cleveland Browns? What was it? It was a quote, or it was something like that, right? They were like saying like, how are you gonna prepare for the Cleveland Browns or something? And he's like, it's the Cleveland Browns. Like I'm not gonna be worrying about that.
I don't know that.
It was something like that. It was a football player in context of saying this team stinks.
Are you okay?
I see what happened. Josh, I heard a tremendous feedback. Twitter decided, oh, you want to listen to your own live stream? So, don't like that. All right. Let's get back to it. What's basketball? Anyway. It was one of those football players who just said, like, Cleveland Browns are Cleveland Browns. That's how the Pittsburgh Penguins are right now. Pittsburgh Penguins are going to eventually Pittsburgh Penguin. And they just did. And it's a traditional fashion for the last 3 years. You give up a lead. And you know what? I will say it's not Mike Sullivan's fault. He looked mad. He looked mad on that bench after.
How do you explain the third period of the last 2 years? That's like it's the same.
Yeah,
same.
I know,
result.
but here's what I'm thinking. How many times can you tell a grown adults, right, hey guys, let's start playing
Yeah, but
hockey again.
that's your job as a coach, though.
I understand. But Josh, we've had the same sucky defense for the last 3 years. We've had the same sucky goaltenders for the last 3 years. So it's, at the end of the day, the coach is like, come on, guys. And we get these little spurts like we're about to die. And then all of a sudden, Jari lets in a soft one. And you're like, all right, guess that's the game. And I'm not saying it's just Jari.
Bite me in the butt. It sounded so much better in my head.
It was just the way you started it.
Yeah.
You ever have a loved one?
Fair enough.
I was like, all right, jeez. You could have just said anyone dying, Josh, because everyone would relate to that. You didn't have to go really like, hey, do you recently have someone dying in the hospital? Do you know your Aunt Judy who's in the hospital right now? Well, guess what? When she has this little spurt of energy, just get ready. Get the flowers now. That's kind of how you phrased it. Anyway.
Oh, God, I wish this was our weekly and we could just delete all this.
Yeah. Nope. But anyway, I thought it was good. I thought it was a funny analogy. It was dramatic, but I thought it was very good. I'm looking at our format here. So let's wrap up on the game. Wrap up on what we thought or whatever, and then we'll wrap up the show, Josh. So, what did you think of the collapse? Obviously, the collapse was really bad. It is a mirror of how the Penguins have been playing for the last 3 seasons. Should we just say, hey, it was great those 4 games and just chalk it up as a season?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I kept keeping my hopes down during this 4-game win streak. The 4-game win streak was a mirage. It was literally just, I don't know how to explain it. But the collapse was just standard 2024, 2025 Pittsburgh Penguins. That's just
I agree.
What it was. And I saw Did the Pens Win mention that Jari, it's his 5th game in a row. I get that, but I mean, we've also had like 2.5 days off.
Here's also what I'll say about that.
Saturday afternoon was the last game, so now you have Sunday, Monday off, and you're playing Tuesday night. So that's literally almost 3 whole days that you have off.
Not only that, Josh, he's a paid professional hockey player.
Yeah, no, I get that. I
don't care. Listen, the AHL goaltenders, we're talking about Murashov, they play like Josh, they play him like every single game, every single day. They're like, okay, you know what? We're going to have 2 games on Wednesday. You're going to have a midday game. You're going to have a night game. And then you're going to play on Saturday and Sunday. And then you know what? We're going to throw in a midday game on Tuesday just because we feel like it. And guess what? Murashov's starting all of those. So did Jari. He did the same thing. So the fact that he's in the NHL and he has a 2-day break, even a day break, he should be thanking God that he has a day break. And then to say, oh, it's just a long time. You want this, right? That's what you were saying. All the media outlets were saying, oh, Tristan Jari has found his spark again. What does that mean? And he said, oh, I never lost hope. I knew I was going to be this way. This is, everything is aligning, right? Now what's your answer here, Tristan Jari? Is it 5 games? Are you tired? What's wrong? Because guess what? Now we can't trade you. No, I'm just kidding. You didn't do a bad job. It wasn't your fault. It honestly wasn't. I mean, he played really well.
Insert Goodwill Hunting scene.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. No, man, not you. Don't say that. What a great movie.
You're welcome.
Josh, yeah, the Penguins just stink, and that's fine. We've accepted this. We knew this was going to happen. But yet, Pittsburgh Penguins fans are just, I'm sorry to say this, guys, we're stupid. We fall into the same trap over and over again. It's 4 games. We're like, oh, we make it to playoffs? No, we're not. We still have a 0.1% chance. Relax. Yeah, but if we win out and like every team loses, we could get in there, the second wild card spot. Calm down, Yinzers. That just proved us that we're stupid. That just the Penguins just like to toy with us. We're a little cat with a ball of yarn. That's what it is. The Penguins are just pulling that ball of yarn a little, and we're just like, okay, that's what we're doing. And that's how the fans are doing. Oh, we're on a 4-game winning streak. Okay, let's maybe the playoffs. And meanwhile, they're like, yeah, we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're not even going to make
the Geico commercial with the dollar.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you almost got it. You almost got it. But yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins stink. We knew this was going to come. Yep, we still. Oh, the tank is back on. Josh just threw that
Tank
up
is
there.
back on.
Tank is back on. I want us to lose out. Here's the goal now. Sidney Crosby needs 6 points.
Yep.
I think he's going to get more than that. So I think he's going to get 82 points regardless.
Who
he
gets it first? Ovechkin with the scoring record or Crosby with the point per
Crosby.
per game?
Here's what I think is going to happen. Crosby is going to get like a hat trick next game. And we're still going to lose. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like whatever. But Crosby's going to get like a hat trick, right? He's going to break it down to 3. He's going to get it in like the next week. He's going to get it and people are going to be like, I'm not sure what point per game means because it's ESPN. So they don't understand what that means. And then they're going to say, yeah, but Ovechkin needs to score more goals because that's all we comprehend in our little small brains here over at Disney is goals. So no one's going to care. Only we're going to care, Josh. The Penguins fans are going to be like, hey, Crosby, better than Gretzky. And no one's going to care. I think they're going to talk about it, and then Stephen A. Smith will talk about how Tiger Woods can't walk for 3 days, and that's going to be the main thing that people are going to talk about, Josh. Did the Pens win? Says, I'm 2-6-1 in the last 2 years. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Did the Pens win? Stop going. Just stop going to games. Just stop going. You got a TV. You got Sportsnet Pittsburgh. You're fine. You know what could not happen at your own home? You can't get beer spilled on you from someone else. Okay? Can't happen.
It can't happen when no one shows up to the games though. Looked pretty empty tonight.
Honestly, I think it looked really great for the first 2 periods, and as soon as they got that first goal, people were like, yeah, I know where this is going. And then they just like,
yeah, March Madness is on. I'm going home.
Yeah, as soon as they saw Chris Letang try to play soccer on the blue line, they were like, yeah, you know what? Let's go now. Oh, honey, but the game's it's not over yet. They're still winning. It's like, oh, I've seen this one many times. Come on. I want to get out of there for parking. It's going to take a hot minute. Let's go. Come on. Yeah.
There was a crowd tonight? I must have just been...
No, see, the camera only pans on the lower bowl. The lower bowl costs $200, Josh. Even though Did the Pens Win was in the lower bowl. And he did get a nice picture of Sidney Crosby looking at his iPad at the TV timeout. And Ben Hailstone says, don't go to games, spend time with your loved ones because they may have some extra energy right now, and you know what that means. Then you call Ben to kind of give him their last rites. You know what I'm saying? Which is only like kind of one religion that does that.
Catholics, right?
Yeah, Catholics. We were cleaning out a storage unit once, Josh, and we found this little kit, and it was the last rites kit, and I didn't know what it was. So I was like, oh, look at this little thing, you know? And it had like a Jesus crucifix thing, and it had these oil, and it had all this stuff.
So you could just you or I could just go buy a last rites kit.
100%, and it's called a last rites kit. Yeah, and I didn't know what it was until someone who was Catholic was like, "That's a last rites kit." I was like, "Speak English for me," and they said, when a when a when a priest goes to someone who's dying because they have some energy, they go. They'll give them their last rites. You know. I was gonna say something, but we're not gonna go into deep theological stuff here.
1744 is the attendance night. Sometimes I don't trust when they say it from the crowd though.
Just want to let you know, doesn't PPG paint sit 30,000? So that's not great.
No. What is it? 30,000? Is there that many in there?
PPG sits 30, right?
Hit me up.
I saw his comment.
But not everyone can do it though, right, Ben? Like,
oh wow, why did I get 30,000?
I can't do it. Like Louie can't do it. It's got to be someone like you.
No, it doesn't. That's
no, like
Catholicism.
Ben.
No,
like Ben.
They only because he's a pastor. He has the right to marry and bury, but not right to give last rites. That's anyone. Pittsburgh Penguins
Anyone
has
can
the
do
seating
last
capacity.
Rites?
Last rites is only for one specific religion. It's not Christianity.
No, he just said the Anglicans' Book of Common Prayer got the last rites as well.
All right, so we're talking about Anglican Church now. They're also very they're also very traditional in their views. In their studies.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, but it's not. There's not biblical. There's no last rites in biblical practices.
We get into it another time.
Yeah, just like what is it? 19,578. Yeah. You're right.
Oh wow.
So it's total attendance is 19,758.
So 2,000 off.
That didn't seem right.
That didn't seem right. That's what I'm saying. I don't trust if that was like the announced thing. Like that's why I don't trust that because sometimes they'll say it's like, oh, it's a sold out crowd. It's like, and you look around, and it's like, get out of here. No way.
Yeah, I thought I said 30, but I did say 30, but yeah, that doesn't seem right. And then you know what's being built across the street from PPG?
Oh, like a
Paints Arena?
music thing, right?
Yeah.
Music
How about
pavilion?
more parking? How about that, PPG? Got a wild idea. Rather than me parking down the street paying $40, how about you just build more parking? They're like, oh no, but we want a smaller revenue. What is that?
Venue.
Thank you. A smaller venue for concerts for people who can't get into PPG. Or I have a better idea. Why don't we have a concert going on at the same time a Penguins game's going on? Parking won't be existent, Josh. Parking, just stay home. If you live in Pittsburgh, stay home, get an Uber.
Is it an outdoor thing or indoor?
It's an indoor. It's a whole building.
Oh,
so
it
they
is
need
indoor.
parking for it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, because the way at first the way I heard it was like I was kind of picturing like an outdoor thing, and when they were saying to have like a Penguins game and a concert at the same time, I was like, do they know when hockey season is? Like why would everyone be outside at a concert while the Penguins are going on?
They said it's 4,000, so it's going to be like a pretty decent venue. I think it's bigger than Stage AE, which I think is outdoor.
That would probably make sense since they're going indoor. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, don't build. It's by the FNB building that just recently went up.
Is that the all glass one?
All glass one, and it's literally across the street from PPG, and they're building it right behind it, where perfectly would be more parking.
More parking.
For the Penguins. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And
but is this
like,
so then last question on this, is this PPG Paints Arena's idea or was this just Pittsburgh's idea?
No. I doubt PPG was like, we kind of wanted to put a bid for more parking. No, I doubt they cared about parking. I don't think it's their thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just the city of Pittsburgh being like, that looks like a lot of land. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And it just stinks because we don't need to be more. We just need more parking. Right? Did the Pens win? We need more parking. It probably took you 20 minutes to get out of there.
Probably.
Unless you had a good spot. Unless you showed up early. Then you had a good spot. But if you don't show up early, you have a bad spot.
But
'Cause you
either
have to wait
way,
in.
you either have to walk or you have to pay. And then either way, you're getting
to be fair,
stuck.
you have to pay somewhere.
Yeah, no, but it's like the closer you get, the more expensive it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's like what I was saying, like it's just depends on how long it takes you to get out of the city. That's the boogaboo. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect way to end this podcast, Josh.
Yes. Lack of parking.
Lack of parking.
Lack
Last
of
rights.
playoffs.
Lack of energy. So we're good. Garage was full. We parked near City View Apartments, about 5-minute walk. Gross, dude. I hate walking.
I don't even know where that is. Where's the which direction are those apartments?
City View. That's not a 5-minute. City View Apartments?
Is that the one up the hill?
Yeah, past the church. I think it's past the church.
Up the hill.
Yeah. If you're going towards the south side, you go up the hill. I'll just leave
Got it.
this up here. We're just going to leave this up here. Ben, is that your template? You just fill in the blank in the second line? And remind me not to call you when I'm going down. It's near the Hill District. Okay. All right.
That'll do it. Game Thursday?
Game Thursday. No, Friday.
Gotta get down on Friday.
Penguins are playing what? Columbus Blue Jackets? Fantastic.
yeah.
That's going to be Penguins
That's a
are
loss.
going to it's either one or the other, right? It's going to be an absolute domination by the Pittsburgh Penguins, or we're going to get beat the crap out of the Columbus Blue Jackets. There's no in between. It's not going to be a close game. It's either one or the other, Josh. So that's it. That's it. We'll see you Friday. Then the next game after that is Sunday at 6. And guess who has a beer league game at 6, Josh? This guy. Should I say the beer league?
Any stories this week?
You want to hear? Do you want one?
If you got one, let's go. We'll end on that.
So Josh, me, and a couple guys like to show up early. We like to put on our pads, just talk, hang out, get ready before we go on. Everything looked good. Seemed great. All of a sudden, as we're putting on our final gear to go out on the ice, we get a little text message from our goaltender. I thought the game was at 7:30. I won't be there until the second period. Do you guys want me to come? We're like, yeah, we don't have a goal, so yeah, just get here as soon as possible.
Do you want me to
text
come?
comes. Text comes 5 minutes later after that. I ain't coming, guys.
Oh.
And we're like, all right. This is right when we're about to go up. So I talk to the ref and say, hey, we don't have a goal. And he goes, all right, 6-on-5. And I was like, all right, I'm hoping for a little more feedback than that. So one of our guys, Christian, had a good idea of do you have a little mini net? In the ring somewhere where that could be our goal, and we obviously face a goalie. I don't think that was a good idea. No one did anything about it. So we played the first period with no goaltender. We eventually got one from another team, and he came, and he was pretty good for us. But we got lit up, Josh. First period was
I bet.
actually not as much as you'd think. So
3?
here's what I was. They had 4 on us.
Yeah, I was gonna say
4.
if they didn't get anything,
But a whole period and only 4 goals.
But okay, based off of the stories that you're telling me from these beer league games,
It's not like Sidney Crosby's getting the puck.
Not,
Yeah, but you know what's funny? They had
not
possession
a lot of
like
speed on the ice.
90% of the time. Dump the puck in. That's what I'd be doing all the time. I was even talking to the guys on the bench. I'm like, why aren't they dumping it in? They're taking it into the zone and like looking for the pass. And I was like, what? Just rip it in. That's what
They're
I
trying
would
to be
doing.
nice. They're trying to be nice.
That's what I think. I think they were trying to be nice and trying to like get the puck, literally like just tapping it in, which we appreciate. But like they didn't communicate that with us. They were just like,
do you though? Because then you're dancing around on defense, wasting all your energy that way. You know.
I don't think that was their plan. I think they were just being nice. But it would have been good to know that they were doing that because we were all like scrambling like the Penguins, like get that side, get that side. A guy was just standing in net, just standing there. But Josh,
someone's got to come up with
I got
just,
yelled at for not making a pass, so it's just stuff like that.
That sounds like that happens a lot. Just saying.
It does. I mean, for a beer league, you would be surprised the competitiveness of these guys.
I'm
granted,
not surprised. I played in church league softball. I am not surprised.
Josh, I know. No, but like I'm competitive myself, but I'm also like I'm realistic. Like, yeah, I'm gonna try to be good and I'll try every shift, but I'm not gonna be like, guys, we need to trade some people at the deadline here because we are not working. It's like guys, it's okay.
There are no scouts in the.
There's no scouts. We're not getting paid.
In the crowd.
Like there's no look. We paid to do this, guys. Like it's really okay. But yeah, so our Friday game is Columbus Blue Jackets at 7, and then we're playing the Florida Panthers in Florida at 6 p.m., which I will not be there. And then after that, it's Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Lightning, 7 on Tuesday. All right, that'll do it for this episode. We're Josh, we're fading fast. Okay, we're fading fast. We got our rights read to us. We're ready to go. Last question, and then we'll end it. Josh, ready?
Yeah.
Kind of a sports question. Is Aaron Rodgers a Minnesota Viking?
No.
Why is it taking so long, Josh?
Because he has to feel the answer from within. He has to.
All the reports I'm seeing is that he wants to be a Minnesota Viking. And he is asking, because first of all, out of all 3 teams possible, no duh. Like the Vikings are being built to go to the Super Bowl. Giants are going to be stuck where they're at. Steelers are the Steelers. And the Vikings only make sense. So are the only ones that make sense. And he was asked would he mentor someone, and he said yes, like he would love to mentor a young quarterback. Which would he really? I don't know, but I'm sure he would say anything to get that payday to go to the Minnesota Vikings, because this is his last shot at the Super Bowl, and I think he is asking.
Like this is his last shot. Period.
I think he is asking the Minnesota Vikings to literally hitch a ride to the Super Bowl. I think that's what's happening. I think now are the Vikings going to the Super Bowl? No, but we're trying everything in the book to get there.
Well, if they sign him, they're at least going to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, and then throw an interception as Justin Jefferson is at the back sidelines to the Green Bay Packers. And what a full circle moment that will be for everyone. All right.
Too good.
Ben says Aaron Rodgers is a few years from scamming the welfare system because he doesn't take shots.
Oh
That's
my
pretty
gosh.
progressive for a pastor.
Well, that's no the scamming the welfare system is what Brett Favre did.
Yeah, but he doesn't take shots. He's referring to the COVID shot.
Correct.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm lost.
No, I was saying that was progressive for a pastor. I was trying to make a joke, but Josh, let's end this episode. What are we doing?
Yeah, okay. All right. That went over my head, so yeah.
I didn't think
do
that
it.
was over. I thought it was.
I missed it. So I'm just
Josh, Christians usually tend to be more conservative,
yeah.
and that's kind of the Aaron Rodgers take on the whole not getting stabbed with the needle. So that's the whole thing. Remember that's why I'm calling Pastor progressive.
But all he said is that he doesn't take
He
shots.
doesn't take shots, but he was
Yeah. But that
it
I
was the
don't
whole COVID thing. It was a Josh.
Yeah.
Why are we expanding on this?
Okay. All right.
It was a dumb joke. Move on.
I feel it. Good. Yeah,
Guys,
let's
thanks
move
so
on.
much for
I want to watch
watching this
UNC. Let's go.
Didn't they get kicked out first round last year?
No. Slow your roll. I think they made it to the Sweet 16. Okay.
Yeah, but for UNC that sucks.
All right, but for most teams, that's like the greatest thing ever. So
Yeah, maybe
We'll
like
take it.
Holy Cross, but not UNC. See, that was fair.
all right, that was fair. All right.
That was, yeah. All right,
Touche.
let's go watch basketball. Let's go watch teams that actually know what they're doing.
Hopefully.
We'll see you guys in the next episode. Josh, anything?
Thursday. Friday. Got to get down on Friday.
And we have our weekly episode coming out on Thursday, hopefully.
Hopefully. If Josh remembers.
That's right. Not me last week sitting at my desk going, he'll be on.
Just shoot a
All
text
right.
next time.
No, to be honest, I forgot to. I
Oh,
forgot
okay.
until
All right.
I
Well,
was like,
thanks for
it's-
all week making me think it was only me that forgot.
I never said it was you. You
No,
felt
but
that. That's
I
you.
said it a few times. You at no time did you say, "Oh yeah, I forgot too." You just kept rolling with me being the only one who forgot.
You just said, "Yeah, I forgot." I'm like, same, brother.
In your head.
I just
Didn't come
I
out
kept that
verbally.
to myself. Yeah, I just kept
Yeah,
that
you
to
did.
myself. All right.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
All right. Adios.
Bye.
What are you gonna do?
As always.
Yeah. Let's go, Pence.